They need the white flag. What's going to happen? It's about to get interesting. Green again. 93 to the inside. This is about to shake up here. Well, good afternoon, good evening, good morning. This is Signature Esports, aka my name's Jason. I hope you're having a fantastic afternoon out there. We are live on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and National Motorsports Simulation Association Facebook page as well. I do hope this evening it has turned out to be a blessed one for you, no matter where you are in this world. And it's going to be a fun night. We are live at Martinsville iRacing Spectacular. Of course, the iRacing.com league. You predict a caution-free Maximus Sports Cards, the sounds of iRacing. I hope so. I hope so, George. I hope so. George, speaking of which, you're in the broadcast booth with me. How are you doing today?
Jason, I'm fantastic. I have had one of those blessed evenings, and I'm so thankful to be in here with you and thankful to be able to call another fantastic race with a group of very talented drivers here. The historic, what I call the historic paperclip, but that is Martinsville Speedway.
And it's no secret that Martinsville is not one of my favorite tracks to broadcast out there. Actually, Michael Wilde pointed that out there on the Real Racing Online page. I shared it over to them, and only because it's had a rough history with me when it comes to broadcast, but it's still a fun track. There's still a lot of hard racing to be done, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
I agree. I think we're going to some of the incredible talent in this field is going to shine through tonight. It's interesting. There's a lot of different options, or a couple different options on how to get into and get out of these corners, and especially when we get around lap traffic with this big field, we're really going to see the different variations of how people get through here, and if they're able to make multiple lines kind of work on exit.
Most definitely. There it is, Martinsville 120, 240 laps around this track is what we're going to run, and it is a half mile in length. The track temperature right now, very cool at 74 degrees, so a lot of grip's going to be early on, and it's going to take a lot, and we're going to see the tires kind of just fall off really, really, really fast. Corner entry, corner exit, very important, and protecting that bottom line is going to be probably the biggest move that you're going to see. A lot of bumper-to-bumper action here at Martinsville with the Car Series Championship Auto Racing Series, brought to you by, of course, Signature Esports, the National Motorsports Simulation Association. And, of course, today, and today only, well, not today only, we've got a special little broadcast booth sponsor, and that's going to be the Sugared Magnolia, right there out of the Durant, Oklahoma area. If you are out there, make sure that you go and give their Facebook page a like. I put it in the description for you. Go and give that Facebook page a like. Order some cookies, order some sweet treats out there for us, and make sure that you give them a like and follow for me. I did go out there and do that myself, and of course I'm going to share it out all week long. And thank you to Mr. George Williams and his wife. I believe she works there, correct?
She is the owner and only employee of the Sugar Magnolia. Her talents are on display there. If nothing else, people can enjoy some of her artistic talents that she's able to create there.
Well, there you go. Absolutely. Now I'm going to have to order some cookies.
Well, I appreciate that. I will say I'm excited for this 240 laps here at Martinsville. We've got two stage breaks. The first one will be at the completion of lap 60. The second one will be at the completion of lap 120. Then the entire second half of the race will be one big long stage of 120 laps to the finish of the 240. These drivers are going to have 5 total sets of tires, including the tire set they're starting with, so 4 tire changes. Fuel run is going to be at least 90 laps. Some folks, depending on their entry and exit points, may even be able to stretch that to near 100 green flag laps. So definitely no forced stops under the first stage. May even be able to take it to the second stage if we have a few cautions and people are holding their fuel a little bit. Pitting's tricky here. It's a long, slow pit, and if you have to do it under green, you're going to lose some laps.
Well, let's go over to the starting grid. It's going to have to go kind of quick because it's a short little track here. Jonathan Bell is going to be your pole sitter. We've watched him do good and awesome things throughout the season in the Trucks and the Cars series. Jonathan Schwartz is going to be the outside pole sitter. Michael Sturgill, Mike Watts, that's going to make up row number 2. Row 3 is going to be Jeremy Little and Gene Wolfe there to his outside. Ray Rogers, Harvey Shanks makes up row number 4. Row number 5, Dylan Hastings, Chris McLean, Clint Leatherwood, and Ryan Wilson going to move on to row number 6.
Then we're going to have Jimmy Johnson starting inside of Calvin Flarsky. You get Chris Vale and Anthony Moshbasher in the next row, followed by Brad Williams and Joseph Mahar. The 10th row is going to be Phil Locke with Austin Harger of the Maximus Sports Cards and Collectibles on the outside. Then you have Brad Lee, Richard Swavely, Chris Matthews, and Chris Johnson.
Moving on down the list. David Harden, David Moore is going to make up row number 13. Tony Edrington, Brad Fulham's going to make up row number 14. Wesley Burchett, Travis McQuistion, Blake Devinet, Tyler Dolger. Kolkel is going to be our race controller. And we're going to be off like a prom dress here at Martinsville as they get things ready to go. Green's going to go, and they are flying. There's Fred the Flagman. Get it!
Jonathan Bell with a nice jump out, and his teammate is going to be right behind him there. John Schwartz, we saw these fellas do really well last week, and they're looking to have a repeat performance here this week.
12 cautions, says Sherry Harris. Rob Bauer says 13 cautions. I tell you what, put your caution predictions out there. Whoever gets it right on the money is going to get a free t-shirt sent to you, courtesy of Signature Esports and Signature Printing over here in the Midwest. I hope that you get some awesome guesses out there. Right now, lap 2, it's green, and it's lasted longer than I thought it was going to. That start was really nice and groovy. They did a fantastic job getting things ready to go. So my prediction here, I think we're going to have somewhere in between the neighborhood of 7 or 8 cautions. Only because if they get once we get to starts and restarts later in the race, I think we're going to get a couple back-to-back.
Yeah, we went ahead and started right here. It looks like we had a little bit of an issue in the back of the field. The 9 car looked like they were involved.
And it looks like Brad Lee involved here. Here's Brad Lee. Oh, the Brad Lee had the 3 right there. I think a little bumper-to-bumper action. And then he got loose. He was trying to hold on to it. He had it saved. Go back, take a look at that one more time here. Oh, man, it looks like a little bump. The 3 got to the back of him just a little bit, and then he got back in the gas, and he kind of stepped on it. A little light contact from everybody. The 77 kind of got a little bit more out of that, but it is Martinsville. You definitely know that contact's going to be happening.
Yeah, and that's going to be part of the feeling out process for these drivers. You know, especially as some people are starting to take that high entry into the corner of that high line. You know, some folks, drive that high line in a little bit deeper because you have more room when you're going to that high line. And then some folks that aren't used to running that high line or aren't looking to, but are shoved up there, may still hit their normal braking point, and that may catch the people behind them that are looking to run the high line a little off guard. I think that may have been what happened there. You had a car kind of get forced to the outside and wasn't prepared for that later braking point, and the car behind him was kind of looking to do that. May have been what caused that incident.
Tyler Dolger getting back on the lead lap. He's going to be your lucky dog in this situation here as he gets back into the mix. This look like everybody's still going to be on the lead lap, so that's at least going to be form-fitting. Now, I look at Jonathan Bell. He is in turn 3. the tail end of the field right now. Edrington is right there at turn 1. That's a small track. You know, I wonder if they measure Martinsville by the outside line, because the inside line seems a lot more smooth.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly where they get the distance on these tracks. I've often thought that some of these tracks are measured differently from track to track. Like I've always felt like some tracks were measured from the inside line to the distance, but other tracks were measured from the outside lane. I really believe that may be the case.
Pace car is going to lead him around here. 77 is going to be dropping to the back. I believe he's still going to be a lap down. So the 77 and the 76 of Wesley Burchett, they're going to be a lap down. I think Wesley he was coming off pit road. Man, he's got a big old smiling look to the back of that bumper. Hold on. Look at that.
Yeah.
The fake tailpipes.
Looks like a little bit of an overbite.
Oh man, Jonathan Bell's going to be side by side. 77's he is going to get the waiver in here, free pass for him, so he's going to at least be up to speed by the time they come around to green flag conditions here, and it's going to get exciting. We're going to see how this is going to work out for him. Now remember, stage is going to be a big one. Inside line protection is going to be another one. The 70 and the 97 are teammates, and they're going to go green flag racing here once again. They get it. 97 got loose.
Yes, got it collected though real quickly. You know, talented driver is going to do that. They get a little bit loose because they're pushing hard on that restart, especially like you said, to get down in that line. Lined up behind his teammate, pushed it as hard as it could, and when he felt it give a little bit, he just collected it back up. Did a great job. Keep it clean and green.
You know, the 70 of Jonathan Bell, that's the bumper cam for him right there. He gets into turn 1. The 97 holding on to a good second. Schwartz in 12th. He's got a race win already this season. He is looking to push that third place boundary. Now Ray Rogers, he's side by side back there. But he is trying to make that Toyota go to 4th place. It was a good battle right there as the 26 is to his outside.
Yeah, and he's you know, these two are racing clean. They're side by side. They're real close. They're giving each other a little bit of room, but still racing hard is good to see.
Ray Rogers up to 4th, the 26 of Jeremy Little there in 5th. He's going to have a little bit of company in the form of Mike Watts, the 84, right behind him. And I say a little bit of company. They're going to be bumper to bumper for a little while, and once they start focusing on making those clean laps, we're going to start seeing lap traffic kind of just be there. I mean, Jonathan Bell is almost to the point of Edrington, who's 15 seconds off of him, and he's right there at a turn 2, so he's trying to catch that lucky break right here and drive that car deep into turn 3, turn 4.
Yeah, we've got it looks like Joseph Mahar has dropped a couple positions the last couple laps. I'm not sure if he's just taking it easy, trying to keep the truck clean, or if he's had a little bit of an issue back towards the back. I noticed Mahar dropped a couple spots, and we've got a little bit of action there in the middle of the pack.
Well, one of the biggest movers of the race started 30th, the 93 of Travis McQuistion. He is going to be there in 18th place, so he's moved up quite a few. He's going to try to keep that Amazon Fire TV Ford Mustang nice and clean here. The Xfinity Series cars for the drivers as they come around to the front stretch. He and the one of Phil Locke trying to make some moves, trying to find a way to get around these cars. Passing very difficult here at Martinsville. 15 laps in. Lap traffic now becoming a factor. The 70 of Jonathan Bell going around. Looks like the 77 of Edrington's going to stay up top. And a lot of folks are going to clear him here. Corner exit is going to be really important with lap traffic. How are you going to be able to get around them? Braking zone is going to be very, very hard to deal with. Clint Leatherwood is going to be right there on the back bumper of Chris McLean for 8th. And the 42 doing a fantastic job of keeping that paintball-themed Chevy Camaro clean.
Yeah, the passing is definitely a challenge. It seems like historically for me in these Xfinity cars, the most often clean passes were made by me were typically when you had a car that was trying to get around a car in front of them that was slower, and they end up driving it a little too deep into the corner and pushing. that gives you that gap on the inside. And once you can put that car to the inside, as long as you can hold it on exit inside for a lap or two, you can usually get it.
Second caution's going to happen here. It's like something happened. Looks like Chris Matthews involved there. And 92, the 33 was loose right there. 33 goes around. Just trying to see what happened to bring out the caution here. That might have been it.
Yeah, the 9 just bumped the 33 a little bit, but he collected again. I think maybe after that they got into it a little bit again, and the 33 kind of went around. But I tell you what, there wasn't much there. If that's what caused it, it was a quick flag from iRacing. Usually a lot quicker than what iRacing will usually let stuff go like that. I was kind of surprised that one came out.
He drifted around the corner. I guess that 45-degree angle kind of got picked up there. That is crazy. Time now to mention another sponsor that we have here, Omega Leaf CBD. You're going to go to omegaleafcbd.com and you're going to give them your email address so they can send you a promotion, because it's absolutely awesome. They have a lot of good information as well from Omega Leaf CBD, and go give them a like and follow on Facebook. Use promo code CARS25, C-A-R-S, and the number 2, the number 5 at checkout to save even more on some already awesomely discounted products, and all good things for those guys over there. Jim Halaka was absolutely wonderful at the beginning of the season, and we continue to mention that. And that big old promotional code, we want to make sure that you get out there and check out all the CBD products and all the information they have. I was on their Facebook page the other day. He put up some information about myths of CBD, and it was pretty darn cool, and I shared it to my personal Facebook page, which was absolutely awesome. So get out there, check it out, not only for you, but for your pets, too. There's benefits to have your pets. Take some CBD products, maybe some chewables or whatever the case may be, stress, anxiety, whatever the case may be, old age, and we're all getting old here. Every day, another day older.
Yes, sir. There's only one option I've heard of, and I don't care for that one. So I'll keep getting my gray hairs and getting older and enjoying this beautiful thing we call life. So happy to be here. Great to be on here with you. Want to thank everybody who's watching us here at Signature Esports. Want to make sure if you're just joining us for the first time, obviously you want to hit that like button. You want to hit that follow button. Check out Signature Esports and all of their different platforms, YouTube, Twitch, anywhere that you get streaming content, they are there for you. I promise to go check them out. Always good stuff coming from Jason and the folks here at Signature Esports.
We're rebuilding the Roku channel, SETV on Roku. You're going to be able to see the new channel come up here in the next week or two, which is going to be absolutely awesome. Sturgill getting a shout-out out there from Mike. Good to see it. Jim, you are absolutely welcome. I appreciate you. Omega Leaf CBD promo code CARS25 for an extra 25%. That's right. Pace car dives off. They're back to it again here as they get. Oh, the 97 gave a little bit more of a run there to the 70 to the outside, but he's going to have a good braking zone. Maybe a crossover move coming. Maybe not. Yeah, I thought he had it right there.
Yeah, he looked like he was looking to maybe see if he could run out front there as we still have a little bit of a battle for the 26 looking. Oh, and another caution coming out.
You know, I said 7 or 8 cautions. I didn't say Chris Fail involved. Here's what happened. Here's the restart here. 3 wide. There's nowhere to be 3 wide on this, in this. The 89 right there. 2 is braking. Everybody trying to hold on to it. Oh man, so many cars. So many cars. 322 backing up. 89 whipping it around. There's nowhere to be 3 wide on this track.
Yeah, and I don't know if Chris realized he was 3 wide there and tried to get on the brakes to back out of it and just brake too hard, because it looked like he was kind of sliding before there was any contact. He may have just said, "Oh my goodness, I'm 3 wide. Let me back out," and it was it was too late and too hard on the brakes. I couldn't tell for sure, but it looked like that may have been the case.
Well, here's the point of view from that far chase view. Here's the restart to the race. We saw the 70 go. 89 got a great restart right there. Big checkup came, so he kind of got forced there. The 5 was there. He moved up. The 2 moved up, so the 89 was turning back into the corner. The 1 of Phil Locke was right there. Definitely 3 wide. Oh, I wonder if he got... Oh, yeah, I think he hit the brakes, and when he hit the brakes, it kind of just turned him. And then...
Yeah, it almost looked to me like he kind of had that aha moment, like I'm 3 wide and it's awfully early. Let me back out of this and hit the brakes, and he just went around. Maybe I'm thinking he may have just been trying to back out of that, and it locked it up for him because the brakes were a little bit cool maybe on that restart.
Kevin, it's Martinsville. That's all I gotta say. He says this is going to be one heck of a wreck fest. You know, sometimes Martinsville runs really, really, really clean. The problem with Martinsville is if you get the start of the race really good, restarts when they come are you know, they typically draw a few things out. So, you know, I think patience is going to be a big key here. The front of the field is trying to get themselves situated. You know, starts and restarts going to be a big factor here. Martinsville, a very compact track, and it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to be able to hold on to it. Kevin, I'm surprised I didn't see you in here, buddy. Surprised I didn't see you in here.
We're here at Martinsville. I will definitely say both cautions and green flag runs are contagious. I have noticed long green flag runs breed long green flag runs, but it also works the other way as well. So let's hope we can get a green flag run going here to the end of the first stage, get another 30 clean green laps, and I really feel like that will give us what we need to kind of clean this up and everybody get their bearings as we go forward.
Well, you know, you can't underestimate what's going to happen here. Martinsville is a tricky track for everybody. Bill gets a good jump, though, and he is off like a prawn dress, ready to rock and roll. There's the inline stretch. Sturgill picks up second once again. They're going to come around to the back stretch, and they're going to be 2x2. Little gets around the 51 of Ray Rogers, so he's going to pick up fourth. Sends it up the track, though. Arcing turn.
And we got another one, looks like towards the back of the field here. Looks like maybe our buddy Austin Harger may have been involved in that one or just checked up for it.
No.
Not sure. Let's take a look.
There's Ryan Wilson at number 20. He's right there. I think they're just 93, and Travis McQuistion gets it to the inside of the 20, the breaking point. Big Harger. Harger got on the brakes pretty hard. I don't think he hit anybody, so Ryan Wilson's going to be right there. He's going to flip it around, and man.
It looks like the 9 and the 94 got bumped a couple more times after that all kind of got finished. But yeah, our Maximus Sports Cars and Collectible SETV car came out of that clean. That's a fantastic job avoiding all that.
All right, boys, we're 32 laps into this. I'm in my halfway zone. Don't do it. No more cautions rest of the race. Just competition cautions. That's what we're asking for here. We talked.
Come on, guys. Jason's trying to win himself a shirt.
That's okay. I printed off another dozen of them today, so getting that second print shop open's been kind of it's tasking for sure. Oh man, opening up all kinds of stuff, Kevin. Didn't have much choice in the matter. I got you, Kevin says.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see as we get more and more of these restarts, to see if we end up with some tire spin issues, as you know, these really short runs, these tires get colder and colder every time we don't really get a run, and with a little bit of wear on them here from 20 or so green flag laps, combined with all these caution laps, cooling them down, it may start to cause a little bit of a problem, as these cars are fairly light for the amount of horsepower they have and geared obviously pretty low here at Martinsville. We may see a little bit of tire spin coming if we keep having this many restarts.
You know, I didn't even check the max speed here. Fastest these guys have gotten around 109, 110, something like that. I think that's what they're looking at. 115, somewhere in that regard. I know the Cup cars can do 121 before they get to the corner. So, I don't know. Crazy.
Yeah, if you hit 115 in these cars, you're going to hit the wall. Yeah. you can get up to 115. You just can't get back down to 60 to turn.
Well, right now, pace speed about 45 miles an hour, and they are going to be holding on to that for just a little bit. Lap 35 being completed under caution. They're going to go back to green. Lights are off on the pace car. The wonderful iRacing non-manufactured pace car they have here. They're going to get things lined back up. You'll see it dive off into pit road, and we're going to give it another shot. There's a lot of cars still left in here. I think that's probably the more frustrating part about it, is that it's not really a big bunch of contact, you know? They just kind of dig into it. All right, we're back at it again. Bell gets a big jump right there, slides up the track, gets his corner entry just fine. As you see, he's putting those tires right next to the turtles down there. 26, swapping positions with the 51 of Ray Rogers again. I think that's the only back and forth. Oh man, there goes another caution. We're going to see that happen. I was getting ready to talk about that. Come on now. Was that Mike Watts? It was Mike Watts.
Yeah, it was the 84 Mike Watts, my teammate. It's like he went around there.
The 10 of Clint Leatherwood right behind him. I think he was he crossed over in front of the 93 of, and that was, we'll go back. We'll look at the 4's up high. He's carrying speed down low. You know, man.
26 of Jeremy Little, and he was there to the 26 of Jeremy Little.
It does look like it's right here. I know the 93 probably looking to find a way to get around, but right behind him, Clint Leatherwood. The 42 almost went up the track right there. I think the 10 is getting to the right back bumper. Kind of some, I don't know how Netco would work here with these front bumper. I know that when it comes to other tracks, mile and a half super speedways, you get a little bit too close, and here lately it's been kind of sending them for a ride. Phil Locke, he is trying to hold off the 21 of Blake Devitt behind him. Wesley Burchett, there he is, the 76. He's got the smile and Realtree. He's doing a little better now. He's up 12 spots from the start of the race, started 29. Man.
Yeah, we definitely have kind of created a front pack of 4 cars, and then it looks like a couple pairs of cars behind them, and then we're kind of breaking into separate little bunches here as the leaders are coming around to lap traffic again.
77 off the wall, trying to keep it off the wall. He slows way down, letting the leaders go by, the front 4 at least. And that can only hinder some things. Something happened there. I heard somebody either blow up or, I don't know. Lap 52 being completed under green flag conditions, though, and they're going to be able to hold on to it for a little while. There's the 33 there. He was the lucky dog this last time by. Jeremy Little trying to hold off the 93. Again, we're talking about vehicles that are, these cars that are in packs. These two are in their own two-car tandem. Chris McLean and Clint Leatherwood in their own 2-car tandem. And now we've got Calvin Filarski involved in something here. The 2 went into the corner. Wonder if he did. He hopped the berm and threw it up the track. Oh! Karate chopped the 3. That's called the ka-chow. Or the, what does the Kung Fu Panda say? Skadoosh. That's what it is.
Yeah, skadoosh. That's the wushu death finger. Gave him a little kickback there. It's that was definitely not as pleasant as a bowl of noodle soup. you get on those turtles and then drive down off of it as you're accelerating. You really, if you get up on that curve, you've got to just let off and let off the throttle and roll down off that curve, because if you're accelerating when that back tire comes down, you're going to the wall, as we saw.
It kicks you. It kicks you to the wall. That's for darn sure. Here's a look at it again. Here's Austin Harger, who's right behind him. This is the 3, the signature esports, the Maximus Sports Cards, Brakes Live, SETV, and then bam, bam, kick, and then he's kind of just stuck against the wall. Man.
Yeah, that's not one of those you can see coming and avoid. It happens fast.
That one was like a drop kick from, It happens.
The thing about this track, though, as long as you keep your engine good, and you don't have any steering issues, you can drive these cars with a little bit of back end damage and not have too much trouble.
I think he got a lot of front right damage out of that karate, that kick right there. Oh man, 6th caution of the race, lap 56. Martinsville being tricky for everybody. Martinsville just being Martinsville today. And I think the only guys being able to run clean are the top 7, top 8 drivers. I think everybody else has been looking to try to avoid the rest of it. Sometimes just being a bystander is the big kicker here, because there's just nowhere to go. Once a wreck happens, you pretty much have to just get on the brakes and pray to God you don't get hit or somebody doesn't hit you.
And it's definitely a tough track too to be I've got more experience with this than I care to admit, but it's a tough track to be a lapped car on too, because realistically, if you're trying to be courteous and conscientious, you want to be high on the corners and you want to be on the inside on the straightaways to let people that are going to clearly come around and lap you run their line. But if there's multiple cars coming up on you, there's just no way to go back and forth from the inside on the straight and then the outside on the corner. So you've basically got to pick whether you're going to stay outside or inside, and you're going to be wrong depending on where they get you.
Getting to that spot is going to be the big kicker here. It's going to be the big key. Pace car dives off. 70, 97, 12, 51, front 2 rows. Been kind of swapping positions here as they get going. McQuistion's going to be to the back bumper of the 51. A better restart for the front 3. Jonathan Bell off to the races once again. 70, 97, 12, 51 picks up a spot. 93 of McQuistion trying to go to the outside of the 26. Making something stick, because man oh man, he was there. The 42 gets around and he's going to pick up a spot here. 10 to the outside. Leatherwood's going to be there. They are side by side racing into 4 and on to the front stretch again.
Yeah, Jeremy Little gave up a spot there to Rogers, and they had kind of been battling the whole, every restart basically. They had been battling back and forth between the two of them, and it looks like with Rogers getting around, they're going to kind of line it out, and another one is out for incident.
Harvey Shanks involved here. Looks like, oh man, there's just a collection plate happening. Woo, Nilly. All right, let's see. That was David Moore. Here he is, 28 coming around. Looks like he was getting into the corner. Something happened in front of him. Man, that started way earlier. All right, let's take a look. Brad Fulham. Oh, there it is. Brad Fulham's right there. He's got the 84 to the outside, getting into the corner. Oh, I think, the 74 got loose, kicked the 19 up, and then there's just a whole bunch of people. Ooh,
and we're going to see first round of pit stops here as our leaders come down pit road. Looks like going to go ahead and take tires.
I don't blame them. I don't blame him. I think Jonathan Schwartz is going to stay out of pit road. I wonder if that was going to be the stage end right there.
No, we've still got several laps to go. Or no, that was the stage end, right? 60 and 120. Yeah, that will be the stage end. That was right there at the stage end.
Well, they came to pit road. So the caution happens on lap 60.
The completion of lap 60, which would have been the lap the caution came out of it on anyway, I believe.
Well, I guess it worked out in everybody's favor for that point.
Yeah, except for the people that didn't want that caution to count as one for incident because they were counting on it to be just the stage caution. For those people with their guesses, that might not have worked out for them.
You know, we might have to have a gimme here. Because that puts me up to 7. I guessed 8. I guess 7, between 7 and 8.
Harry Harris wants a re-guess up to 73, and I got to tell you, that's going to be past my bedtime if we go to 73, Sherry. So I'm hoping you're inaccurate there.
Alrighty, I think somebody's Dylan says that I need to refresh my trading paints out there, so we will do just that. And guys, I'm going to put you on a pause screen for just a moment. Actually, no, let's just do this. We will just do this. We will this. Exit that. We will reload it. We'll be good to go. Something going on with paints. Well, we'll figure it out. I think Jimmy Johnson was driving the 14 there, and I think he's a different number, so that might make sense. Jonathan Schwartz, your race leader. Jeremy Little, Travis McQuistion, Jimmy Johnson there in the 53. Clint Leatherwood's going to be there as well. Man, oh man, lights are going to off in the pace car, and yep, there it is. See, I kind of figured. I wondered what was going on. See, Jimmy Johnson in the right number now.
There we go. And we've got, looks like our top 8 drivers, all of them stayed out there, and looks like even actually our 10th place driver stayed out as well. So we're going to have an interesting set of top 10 here with older tires and the cars behind them, seeing if they can make any headway.
I would just be as patient as I can be and try to find myself there in pit strategy there at the end. Dylan Hastings, he's up there inside the top 5. That was one of the guys that, oh no, somebody going around.
I think Chris Fail just went around. I'm not sure. I believe that was Chris Fail.
There it is. 89 to the inside of Dylan Hastings right there. A big break going on. I think, oh, he got a little bump, a little assistance, so to speak. You're going to see some cars updating there, folks. Paint jobs. Don't you wish that could be the case in real life? I mean, come on, man. There's the tire
89 definitely got a little assistance there, for sure. Getting that spun around.
28 breaking into the corner, got to the back bumper, and off he went. Man, oh man. You know, some good job avoiding, though, there for most of those folks. Still have to hard stop and get to it. Schwartz, still your race leader here, and gives us an opportunity to talk about, you know, one of our other sponsors. Gotta dig it. I know he's got a little bitty ding right there. It's okay. He's still out there competing. Yeah. Man, I feel bad for him a little bit. Maximus Sports Cars does braking right signature brakes live a couple of times a week right now. He's got some things out there. Go to Maximus Sports Cars on Facebook. Find out all the information on the new brakes he's got going on. NASCAR break going to be coming up here pretty soon. Get a new baseball break as well. Some very, very talented baseball players getting ready to have some fun with that. So, and yours truly, you get to sit here with me, and I get to break a bunch of guys. I get to open a bunch of packs of cars, and we get to have some fun. And but this guy right here, he's doing lots of great things, and a great sponsor for all of the series out here, and we do enjoy that guy. Also, my Sounds of iRacing sponsor across all of Signature Esports. And what a fun little trick we get to run with him. And right now, he's still at least on the lead lap. No, I'm not. I take that back. He's the lucky dog right now. He could be the lucky dog. He's one lap down.
Yeah, he's gonna be the only person a lap down, so he's safely the lucky dog right now. And unless these leaders get around and put another lead lap car a lap down, he's gonna be safely a lap down. We've got still our top looks like top 9 drivers are still on older tires, and you know it's going to take some time for these new tires to really be able to press and get around. It's tough to come in and get tires when you've been running this many caution laps, because you know the tires aren't worn that bad,
Eight.
and the track is hard to get back.
Yeah, most definitely. 8 cautions for roughly about 5 laps apiece, so about half the race has been ran under caution at the moment. It depends on who goes to pit road, who doesn't go to pit road. That's the thing how iRacing takes care of it there. So, man, oh man, we're gonna go to it, and we're gonna go back to green flag racing. Pace car dives off. Schwartz, McQuistion, Little Johnson, Definite, Leatherwood's gonna make up the front 3 rows. And they're going to be gone here in just a moment. Man, a big checkup right there. Big checkup. 12 goes. 93's there.
Ooh, the 14 gets loose coming off the straight there, and the 8's into the back of the 10.
Big.
Looks like they're going to...
Big wreck coming. Big wreck coming here. You just kind of saw it happening. All those cars that came to pit road. Michael Sturgill involved. Here's the 97. He's going to be right there. Big old checkup. Oh, the 42 got right to the back bumper. And a whole bunch of people. The Red Seas parted for the driver right there. Only 2 cars collected for incident there. Harvey Shanks had to go off track. That was one of those things. So, man, oh man, the 97.
Fortunately, the drivers around the 97 really did a great job avoiding him. I'm thinking he's probably not going to be in too bad a shape from a damage standpoint. He really kind of got lucky with the avoidance of folks around him there, I think.
What's not great about it is that the pace car came off pit road while he was still stopped, so it put him a lap down.
That is going to cost him a lap, and the other thing that's going to do is assuming he didn't get any part of that action, it looks like it's going to give our buddy Austin Harder the wave around for the lucky dog.
Ooh,
I'm not sure.
Lucky dog. Here he is. He's coming around. He's like, move it. This is a very short track, and I don't want to hit anybody. 3 of Austin Harder is going to be your lucky dog. Here he goes. He is looking like he has seen better days. And been the star. Hey, come on, Deponette, get down, buddy. He said, "Lucky dog, get out of my way."
We're approaching the point where there may start to be some consideration of these restarts. We may have to take them single file, especially if we keep having this kind of issues, which we'll see occasionally in iRacing. You'll see those decisions made to go to a single file restart if kind of have the cautions breeding cautions thing, and it keeps getting worse and worse, or at least doesn't get better. Sometimes that's the answer, and that is tough because that really sends you back a long ways, and it puts you a lot closer to being caught by the leader when you're at the back of the pack.
Mike out there, Mike Sturgill says that he'll make it back. I don't have a doubt in that. He'll get back up there. Mike, he's talking about Michael Sturgill Jr. out there.
MJ.
Yeah, MJ. He's gonna. It's gonna be all about. Well, I take that back. They are going to be the free pass cars here, so he's going to get that back. They are going to be right there in front. The 2 of Filarski and Michael Sturgill will get the wave around here. So they will be wave around cars. So they'll be back. He'll be back on the lead lap. He's just going to be at the tail end of the longest line. Oh, goodness.
Yeah, and the 97 has shown he has the skills to, with the long race, a lot of racing left to go, over 160 laps left to go. He's got the skill and time to get back up there.
12:93, 26, 21:53 in the 5. We're going to be back at it here. 93 gets loose there. Oh, gets loose and almost collects the field.
Oh, and it's going to be a collection plate. Oh, the whole front straight is going to be collected. And the drivers are coming to a stop. It looks like we pretty much stopped the carnage, but my buddy Clint Leatherwood got caught up in that one too. The Pub Table Racers number 10 car who took the number 40 truck last night to its best finish of the season. Unfortunately got caught up in that, as a lot of other drivers did as well.
Man, oh man, oh man. There was a lot of drivers involved in that one.
Yeah, the 93 of Travis McQuistion just loose and then collected and got loose again, and it wasn't that he necessarily lost it. He got it back collected, but he just lost so much momentum with so many people hard charging behind him that they just couldn't all get checked up. That accordion effect is eventually going to catch you, and I'm afraid that's what happened there for the rest of the field.
So that's the wrong one. So we got loose right there. Actually, that's a good little camera. Right, here we go. 93 got loose, hit the 26 a little bit, got a 53, and just a big old, Jonathan Bell got hit in that a little bit right there too, and then just everybody that is anybody. 38 Swavely going around right there, 97 going around. It is a parking lot right there. 19 goes around, 9, 88, 94, they hit each other again.
And that's in the part of the track where a lot of those cars had about their maximum momentum that they would have getting towards the end of the straightaway. And we may end up having some radiator damage. Some of these cars may go ahead and get back out here and seem like they're running okay for another dozen laps or so. And then we may see a little bit of a cloud of unhappiness fall out from the back of their car and make them send it to the hauler.
There's a whole lot of cars trying to get around the pace car right now. The 12 is going to be the driver involved with the race lead. Jonathan Bell zipped to 6th after all of that. He's one of the first cars on fresh tires. We saw the 97 doing a phenomenal job getting around some of that traffic too, so he's going to be trying to track down his teammate. Oh, he had to make up a few spots there. It was about half the field involved, but he did go around. He got cleanly around those guys. And a good job by that driver. 12 of Schwartz, Little Deppinette, Johnson, Mossbasher, and Bell. That changes everything. Biggest move of the race right now, Blake Deppinette. Looking like a modified. No front bumper. Clean air.
And as I mentioned last night in the trucks, one of our definite short track lovers on the series and then the league, Jeremy Little, has found himself up here in P2, starting to the outside of John Schwartz. As we're going to come to this restart.
Single files. Restart's going to be single file now, I think, is what I think Joe Mahar's out there telling me that, so appreciate you, Joe. Single file restart, not a bad idea. They're going to get it. 12, 26 oh man, 53 involved.
Good job of avoidance by most of the field there, but definitely had one turn on that restart.
84. 38 goes down low. Stop for that driver right there. Man, oh man. Anthony Mossbasher involved. Yeah, so here it is. Anthony Mossbasher, 570 to the outside. 53 is going to be right there. Breaking into the corner. Jonathan Bell just barely misses that. 97 goes around as well. Man, oh man.
You got to remember, Jonathan Bell is, I think, the furthest driver up front that's on fresh tires. Ray Rogers, Joe Mahar, they're up there with, having taken tires on lap 61. So they were really trying to get a good jump on that restart. get around some folks, especially since they started single file. It gave them a little bit more room to maneuver.
Well, Jeremy Little and Jonathan Schwartz haven't been to pit road yet. Blake Devinet came to pit road on lap 4. He's the guy in 3rd place right now. Jonathan Bell in 4th. 42 is going to be the lucky dog. He's going to get the wave around right there. And it's just going to be one of those things. Jerry Harris asking, is there a time limit on this? Yes, there is. I don't know what it is. It's like 4 hours or something like that, I think. So I think it'll be fine.
No, and with so far we've run 53 laps under caution. So if you think about that, the people that haven't been to pit road yet, we're 88 laps into the race, but we're realistically only 35 green flag laps and a lot of breaks to cool the tires down in between that. Cooler tires don't wear as fast. So cold track temperature, you're not really seeing a huge tire issue for those people up front that haven't been in the pits. It's really just about fuel. At what point are they? I mean, they can probably make the second stage at this point with the number of cautions we've had without any trouble on fuel.
Well, Martinsville being predictably Martinsville. And 53 looking to get, that's Johnson right there, Jimmy Johnson looking to get his lap back and try to move on from whatever's going on here. The craziness, it's about to explode again. Jonathan Bell, every caution works himself up about 2 spots, and he's trying to reassume that lead. Schwartz not wanting to come to pit road just yet, and I don't blame him. About 30 laps away from the halfway mark. Single file restarts for the drivers. Maybe not. Double file coming up. They tried single file. Now they go back to double file, I think.
And that could be intentional. It also could be from an admin standpoint. It could have been that it was only hit for one time for a single file restart instead of changing all restarts to single file. I'm not sure if they just decided the single file didn't help, so back to double file. That's a league call. I'm sure our race admin, and we got the 10 into the back of the 5, and it looks like he's going to be around to bring out another caution.
Man, oh man. I think patience is starting to kind of wear thin. 5 and the 10 together. Oh, something happened to the 5. Had to happen to the 5 because
I don't know if he missed a shift or if he had engine issues.
Something happened there.
Started going and we stopped going.
I mean, it like immediately stopped going, so the 10 had nowhere to go. Watch this big checkup. Boom, 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 boom. And look, to me it sounds like, hold on, we're going to do this, we're going to go this, we're going to go into the cockpit, we're going to listen to here's the cockpit point of view from this driver. This is Anthony Mossbasher. Here's the restart, take a listen. Oh, clutch stuck or something. Something happened to us because he went straight to neutral. Either the clutch stuck or something happened there because he literally went to neutral. And
yeah, it was either the clutch stuck or it was a downshift, but it didn't look like he jerked hard enough for it to have been a downshift accidentally.
I think that when it did that, you have no horsepower, so you're going maybe 30, 40 miles an hour. Accelerating on that corner, 30 is kind of going to be where you're at with pit road speed. So, man, things do happen. Martinsville, you never know what you're going to get with Martinsville. You really never do. We ran Martinsville we ran Martinsville with the Midwest Days of Thunder just a couple of weeks ago, and I think there was like 7 cautions, and they ran 180 laps or something, or 200 laps, something like that. And it surprised me. I mean, there was a big green flag runs, and there was back-to-back-to-back cautions because of, same thing. That's why I predicted 7 or 8 cautions here. And this one here's just they just can't get away from it. They're ready to go, and like Rob Bauer says, the drivers are getting antsy.
Yeah, you come out to race, and we're what about an actual hour into this, and I'm not sure what our longest run was. What did we go? 14 laps at one point,
yeah.
or 13 laps? At some point, this is as much of a short track as it is. It's an incredibly rhythmic track. Hitting your braking markers and getting into the turn and rolling through it, getting back on the accelerator. It's an incredibly rhythmic track. So when you don't get that chance to run those green flag laps, you're just choppier on your inputs. You're unsure about your braking points. You're unsure about stuff doesn't get spread out, so it's tough.
Well, the 12 looking to take the corner here is going to get into 3. 70 is going to have the inside line. 26 is going to be the outside. They are now back to green here, as Jonathan Bell is trying to put some moves on the 26. He's going to have fresher tires on the inside line. Lap traffic coming up, 26 to the outside. 76 is going to be their leader going around some lap traffic. There's the 76. Looks like he's going to be carrying speed. 70 of Jonathan Bell is going to be there. And Ray Rogers is going to pick up third as well. Man, oh man, they're off to green flag racing again.
Yes, indeed. And let's hope we can keep it that way, because we've got some incredible racing happening. Great drivers out here. If we can get ourselves a run of green, we're going to see some amazing drivers do some nice racing and some competitive racing and clean racing, because I know this league is capable of that. They show it all the time. So I'm looking forward to getting a run here, hopefully to the 120 mark for our next stage.
Well, they're going to have to do something, and something very, very good, because Jonathan Schwartz, he's out front. Bell's about a second, 1.1 seconds off. And you know what's funny is that Schwartz pulling away a little bit there.
Yeah, and Schwartz may be one of the 4 cars on the track that's, I think untouched, unblemished thus far. And I'm just making that number up based on a random guess, but I'd say I'm probably pretty close to saying 4 cars maybe are still in perfect condition, other than having a little less fuel in them.
Well, I think that might be helping his cause too. Cold tires starting to get warmed up now. He's got a lot less fuel than Jonathan Bell does at the moment. Jonathan Bell, when he came to pit road, he took 4 tires and got full of fuel. But Jonathan Bell has a whole lot of nose damage, and that 12 clean air, no nose damage.
Yeah, that's going to be a difference, really. And when you're in tight pack racing here, the nose damage, as long as your engine's good, isn't too bad. But when you got somebody with no problems and they're out in the open, they're going to have a big advantage.
1.3 seconds was the gap. 1.2 now as Jonathan Bell starts to close the distance just a little bit. Maybe get his tires warmed up. A little bit of braking. Ooh, caution's going to come out here. Brad Williams involved. Ooh. The 94 kind of wiggled a little bit. Looked like he was going to try to cross over and come down. The 19 kind of gave him the room, and then the 94 didn't go down, so it forced Brad Fulham to kind of wiggle himself into place there. So we can go back. We'll take a look at that one more time. Go ahead.
It looked like the 94 caught the curb just a little bit, and that made it impossible for him to just hold that tight inside line, because it bumped him out a little bit too.
Let's back that up real quick. We'll watch and see what kind of line the 94 was going to run here. I know the 19 looked like he was going to come into that corner. It was the 19
that caught the curb, yeah.
Yeah, so here's the 94. Let's watch this for just a second here. Quarter speed, 94. Ooh, it looks like the 19 was loose, so the 19 braked a little bit, and when he did, it threw his car to in, and then hit the curb. Couldn't stay out of the brakes. Once you hit that curb, like you were talking about, you hit the brakes, pretty much driving straight, nowhere to go. Man, oh man. Sure, Brad's not feeling the best right now because of that. It all happens. It's what it is, folks. The Schwartz coming to pit road? Nope.
No, I can't.
Jonathan Bell did.
I can't imagine they're coming. I can't imagine Schwartz, Little, any of these folks that have not been to pit road yet. I can't imagine their plan is to come in before the stage.
No, I'm not. I look at the cars up front. We got Jonathan Schwartz, your race leader. Ray Rogers is there. Jeremy Little. These guys. Little's not looking too bad. He's got a little bit of rear damage, but pretty much the front of the car looking pretty darn good. Ray Rogers, a little bit of. Let's take a look at the top-down view of this one. Oop, wrong side. There it is. There is the back bumper. It's pretty caved in the center. There's the front. He's got some right side, especially on that right nose where the the radiator sits right there in that Toyota Supra. It's kind of caved in a little bit, so we're seeing it. Blake Devinette, he's got an open wheel. Having a modified around Martinsville, which you're used to seeing.
Yep, we've got, I'd say Jonathan Schwartz, Jeremy Little, Blake Definette, Dylan Hastings, Travis McQuistion, none of which have been to pit road to get fuel or tires yet. I would say there's no chance they're coming before the stage break. They're up here up front. They've got what they've got. There's not enough laps left to make it worth it to go to the back to pit for tires or fuel at this point. When you're trying to get stage pit.
120 laps, I would say not. And almost guaranteed they're going to be able to make it. They've been idling around this place for a while. 12:51, big jump for the 12. He's going to go. 51's going to be able to keep up with him, though. They're going to drive into the corner. 12 comes up, down in. Devinette to the outside of the 26 of Little. Ray Rogers ready to drive off the corner. Now, Schwartz was fast, and Jonathan Bell knew that he needed to get into the corner a little bit quicker, but it looks like Ray Rogers will be able to keep up just a little bit better.
And the 21 threw it into the corner a little bit hot there and went wide, and that let the 26 a little really establish that inside, and that's going to make it tough for the 21 to hold off the 26 here. I think the 26 is going back to third. And another caution out.
David Moore is going to get the caution here. There's the 28 driving into the corner. Oh, we got loose. Held on to it. Everybody miss him? Self-spin. Nice job. Not by David Moore. It's tough luck for David coming out of the corner. Got into the gas a little hard there, but everybody else staying out of it. Could have hit him. They could have hit him, but they didn't. Pretty happy about it. Mike Sturgill out there on Facebook. You expect cautions at Martinsville, but this is nuts. You know, it's Martinsville, and this will attest to what George was saying. It's about a rhythm, you know, and there for a little bit they get that rhythm, and you know, without that rhythm, you can't really get yourself into a groove and get things ready to rock and roll. You know, it happens. Still good racing though. Still competitive racing. Travis McQuistion, he's moving back up the racetrack. He's up to 12th now.
He's fighting his way back up there for sure, and it looks like Sturgill's 22nd now. I expect he's trying to fight his way back up as well. Oh, looks like Sturgill may be going to the pit.
Nah, Sturgill's in 24th right now, 21 positions off. He's right there. He's right there in front of Jimmy Johnson. These guys, his car's not looking too bad. He's just, you know, he just has to keep stopping. He has to keep getting himself around the traffic to get things ready to rock and roll. He's still on the lead lap, so that's all good things. He's fixing damage. I understand.
Yeah, I'm wondering what we're going to see when the stage caution comes out, because I know a lot of people strategized around the stage cautions and what they're going to do when. And obviously, we've got some cars that they're going to have to come in for fuel at that stage caution that haven't been in yet. But I'm wondering if we're going to see a lot of these cars, especially the ones that pitted at lap 61, 69, and so on, just stay out. If they're anticipating a lot more cautions, they may just stay out, get as much track position as they can to make sure their hope is that the cautions happen behind them.
Well, Jonathan Bell coming on, he's getting little bits fixed here and there. He's going to be back here. Sturgill's coming off pit road now, getting 13, 14 seconds where you can, and I get it. Now they're going to be up to speed here. When we go back to green, they're going to have a little 4-lap shootout, basically 5-lap shootout. They're going to go from 116 to 120, and they got a complete 120. Caution will come out at 121 for the end of the stage. So 12, 51, 26, 21. Little different line for the 12. 12 gets it, gets a little bit more push there. 26 to the inside. 51's going to be carrying nice and easy. 26 down low to the back bumper of the 12. 51 up high. He's got fresher tires in the 26. Going to be able to hold on to it. 26 going to be battling for second place for a moment here. 12 gets into the corner. It's just going to allow them to kind of do their thing. 51 outside. 26 side-by-side racing for second as Ray Rogers and Jeremy Little continue their driving ways. The 51, like I said, fresher tires. Able to carry that outside line. Oh, they turns into it.
Oh. And it looks like we got the 85 and the 21 into each other as well after that. That's unfortunate. The 51 and 26 have been running clean there, and Ray Rogers on that restart was kind of unfortunate that the 12 didn't get a better run, because typically that P1 car will get a gap to P3, and that'll push a little gap there that the 2 car can kind of slide down into, but Ray Rogers did not have a gap because the 12 didn't get a jump on that restart.
The 26 added to the 26 had a better time, had better timing on that restart. That's it's just difficult to look at, difficult to see. See Ray Rogers coming back around, trying to get back to where he was at, or at least catch his position. Let's go back. We're gonna stop this real quick. We're gonna go up to, it was Ray Rogers right there. Rogers to the outside. Now, these guys were doing some phenomenal stuff. I mean, and they battled for a couple of laps. We can take it back. Here we go. Let's do this. Look at these guys. They're side by side. They're doing like the 51 gets into it right there. Does a good. Oh, that was a restart right there. 12 did get a good start. Ray Rogers didn't really get the start that he wanted. The 26, they're battling, and he comes up. Oh, maybe a little bit of both of them. A little hard racing for both the drivers. Deponette into the 85, and then, man.
And race control letting them know that this is the last lap of the stage, so this is going to complete, the end of this is going to complete the stage.
Jonathan Schwartz, stage 2 winner, 15th caution of the race, 120 laps. Do the math, folks. It's crazy.
We're halfway there.
Martinsville, a tricky little track here.
Well, Mr. Followell, you came into tonight self-proclaimed non-lover of Martinsville. I am certain that has completely turned around now. After this evening, I'm sure you're enjoying it a lot better.
I mean, I don't get me wrong. I like I like driving Martinsville in the trucks. I think it's a lot of fun, or like a touring modified or something like that. But as far as broadcasting it goes, like I said before, you're gonna get what you're gonna get, and you kind of just gotta, you do what you gotta do. And I know it's frustrating for the drivers out there, and occasionally it gets frustrating for for the fans and stuff. But I tell you what, these guys are still out there. They're still battling it. They're still going to do what they've got to do. And we're going to see somebody's going to win this race. And now the 12's not going to give up the lead. He's not going to come to pit road. He has yet to come to pit road. Jeremy Little as well. They do need to come to pit road at some point. And so the drama just kind of unfolds itself. 51 gets a good jump to the 26. 21's going to be to the back bumper. 92 goes a little bit early there. Kind of a big checkup. 12, 26, 92 back into the swing of things, so he gets back into the mix. 12 gets a good run. 26 is going to be back there. And we're back to green flag racing. And for how long? 26 washing up the racetrack right there just a little bit.
Yeah, and they one of the things as these cars get really closer and closer to empty, down to a quarter tank or so, you're really gonna see them start to push, and it's gonna get harder and harder to turn the back of the car, which is what you see the 26 typically do on these short tracks. They'll use that low brake bias and use the brakes to rotate, but as you get lower into that fuel run, that car is just going to get tighter and tighter, and we know he can't have a whole lot of fuel left in that car. He's 125 laps in, even though 75 of them have been under caution. We know that tank's got to be down to about a quarter tank, you would imagine.
Even idling and try not to blow that thing up. The average is a caution about every 8 laps, and that's going to be the big battle here. Blake Devinet doing a phenomenal job. Ray Rogers gets into it, and I could have held my breath. I thought I said caution every 8 laps, and 6 laps in. Guys, I'm not trying to be statisticians here. Yeah, just trying not to be statisticians here. 5 goes to the inside. Mahar's there. The 28's on the outside. This is what happened here. I think, 85 didn't see the 5 there. I think just a little bit. And it's hard to see anything here, folks. I mean, you could go by Jonathan Schwartz on pit road. Looks like Chris McLean's going to be the guy that's staying out right now. Somebody's going to be just coming to pit road. Like, Chris McLean staying out. He's going to take over the lead here.
It looks like our leaders are going to be coming in for 4 and fuel finally. After 128 laps around Martinsville, they're going to finally take their original tires off and add a little bit of fuel to their original tank. Again, first time to the pit road over halfway through this race for these drivers. So, not that it matters all that much the way we've been racing. If we stay green, they're not going to. I don't know what's going on pit road here. The 12 checked up, and the 26 had to check up, and they're back going, but I'm not sure what happened there. There's 3 sets of tires left on the rack for these drivers, but I don't know that it's really going to matter, because if it stays green, they're not going to come in and take them, and if they keep having a bunch of cautions, they're not going to need to take them. So,
let's see. Mike says MJ had 1 minute of optional damage, and and with strategy, it's absolutely awesome. Let's see, open wheel modified, number 88. He's in second. That's going to be Tyler Dulger there. And the 11 of Mr. Wolf has worked himself up there. He had an unfortunate day yesterday. He was racing really well yesterday, and actually he's got one of the cleanest cars on the racetrack right now. See just the longevity of things, just how these guys are getting into the corner, trying to do their best to hold off. Going to beat the pace car off pit road. I think 76 is going to be a lap down. Because of the he is, he's going to have to go to the tail end of the field, man. Very close to beating it off beating the pace car off pit road, and missed by just a little bit. Chris McLean's going to be your race leader here. Tyler Dolger, Gene Wolfe, Jonathan Bell, and because I can't predict it. We're going to just kind of run through it to be the Maximus Sports Card Sounds of iRacing. You might kind of hear a lot of everything. And we're gonna go back to green, and when they do, you're gonna have it right here. We're gonna follow along with them. We're gonna take vocal breaks. We're gonna chit chat amongst ourselves, and if caution comes out, we'll get to you. I promise. Somebody needs to tell them we were doing Sounds of iRacing. Oh, man. Nothing wrong with it, folks. Travis McQuistion involved in that one. 93 was there to the outside. Something happened. I think he crossed it. He did it. Braked in. 33 had a little bit of the bumper. Oh, he was trying to hold on to it. Oh, man, up into the 28. More modifieds today. Oh, oh, 77. Man. George telling everybody he tried to will it into existence. He did try to will it into. We were talking about it. We were like, watch, this is the one time that it's going to go completely green for the 2.5 minutes that we need. And it's okay, though, folks. We got to hear some awesome crashing.
I used every ounce of saved up, stored positive mojo I had, sprinkled it with a little fairy dust, did everything I could to make that happen this time, but I just don't have the juice, apparently.
It's Martinsville, man. we couldn't expect it. We could hope for it, but we couldn't expect it. But it's all good stuff. 76 going to be your lucky dog, and we will go back to the Sounds of iRacing as we continue to try to do things here. I promise you that we will get this underway. It's nothing. This track has nothing to do with the Sounds of iRacing, but I will give you a big old looky who's in second place.
Yeah, he always finds his way up there, but more importantly, look who's in third now. MJ, as Dad predicted, finding his way back to where he believes he belongs, right up front.
You were dodging metal bullets there for a little bit. They've been working on those cars, getting them fixed as they continue to move forward. Somebody was trying to look for here was the 12 of Jonathan Schwartz. He has managed to keep the car clean and has gotten all the fuel he needs, all the fresh tires. Currently sitting in 14th. He started second, and he's gonna be looking. He's gonna look for every position he can gain. Jeremy Rowe started 5th. He's in there as well. Martinsville's on Hal Badger on that. And Hal Badger, you're willing to protect him. 77 Wolf Racing. That'd be the free pass car here when they go back to the green.
So what I had meant to say was, after a short segment and then going to yellow, the rest of the Sounds of iRacing is going to be going to green. That's what I meant to say. It was just...
They're going to get into it. 42, 70 to the outside. 42. And we get into it. That was a very, 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 very delayed caution there.
Yeah, I don't know if they set the minimum for 6 cars to be involved in an incident for the second half of this race before iRacing decides they're going to throw it. But like I said, we had a car that didn't quite get 45 degrees washing up the track earlier in the turn, and it brought out the caution. And
that would have been the 88 when that happened. So here we go. I think I have to back it up just a little bit just to see what happened, because these guys stopping shows incident, but realistically, it was Tyler Dolger, I believe. Here it is. Yeah, here it is. So we'll back it up here just a moment. Here's the 42 in front of him. 88 comes into the corner, turns it around, gets into it. Have a little bit of a modified here. Ooh, 42 breaks into it. 88. 77 to the, or was it the 11 to the inside? Man, I think the 11, I want to watch this again, because the 88 had to really, really, really check up. His entry left a lot of room for the 11 to put his nose down there, which, I mean, that's room right there. I'd have done the same thing. That's a passing lane. The 11 putting his nose down there. 88 kind of squeezes back into it after the apex of the turn, and then I don't know why that wasn't a caution right there.
Yeah, like I said, what we were about 20 laps into the race, and we had a car get about 45-degree angle and push up the track, never made contact with anybody or anything, got back going straight, and it brought out a caution. But iRacing waited a good long time on this one.
92 down into Hidden Pit Road.
Yeah.
See, look at Chris Matthews.
Shortcut.
Chris Matthews trying to drive himself all the way back to the garage right there.
He gets a twofer on the cone. He gets the green cone, skims the blue cone, and decides to go take the shortest way around to save fuel. It takes the inside path.
Hold on, we gotta back this up and see how he avoided that. I think it was just the checkup, and that was the place to go. Here it is. Comes up, sees it, sees the smoke, doesn't know. Whoa, big checkup, cone, bye.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about anybody else getting into you when you go down in there. There's nobody going to come into the side of you.
I think, did he miss? He almost hit that other second commitment cone right there.
Oh. I'm wondering if that's going to get him. Well, no, because that's the pit exit. So here we go.
Back at it, green flag conditions. Sounds of iRacing, always brought to you by Maximus Sports Cards. We're gonna let it be there. Just let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Jonathan Bell, Sturgill back out front. They have finally worked themselves back into position. Next caution, another one. Man, oh
54,
man.
94 went around. Not sure what preceded that, but the 94 went around there is what that caution was about.
94 there. Whoa, I think the 84 and the 10 kind of both sent it into the corner. 94 had a normal braking line. If you look at where his braking line was at, and now he was hard on the brakes for sure. So corner entry right there. Oh, the 10, actually, I think the 10 bumped the 84 up into the, it's like, move.
Yeah, and I think all that was probably brake lockup. That's, again, cold brakes, tires cooling down from multiple, brakes locked up on the 10, which got him into the 84, which he locked up the brakes, which got him into the 94. Again, like we talked about, the multiple cautions on tires that have warmed up and then cooled back down, and the brakes have cooled down, you're really just going to struggle to hit those braking points. No rhythm, brakes aren't warmed up, tires aren't warmed up, and the car's just not going to respond as it did all those practice laps you did.
Ooh. Yeah, the 84 kind of pulled a crossover. 10 pretty much having no choice but to to put it into the brakes right there. Man, lots of different views from that point of view. Crazy.
And you saw how close the 10 came to being able to check up before the brakes locked. I mean, they're just he tried to put it to the limit of the brakes, and that wasn't going to stop him quick enough. So then he pushed harder, and it locked him up. And same thing. It just you're doing everything you can, but situationally you get stuck between a rock and a breaking point.
Martinsville being Martinsville. Jonathan Bell out front. That's not a lot new. But he has gotten a lot of damage repaired. He and the 97 both. Still a little front end nose damage, a little right side for the 97. But I tell you what, they are still out there running their race line. Sun setting here. Still about 60 laps to go for the drivers.
Yeah, we're lap
70,
151
70,
40
and 90
we're
laps
about 90
to
to go.
Man, oh man.
And we have run we've run 94 laps under caution so far. One of the stage cautions was actually a real caution. So
most of them were.
You're right. So all 19 cautions have been for incident, none of them for stage. 95 laps, and the eternal optimist in me says that I think it's about to change. It's going to turn around here. We're gonna have a nice long green flag run coming up on this restart.
I say we turn it into a demolition derby, turn the cautions off, and let's go. Totally joking. They're going to be back into it. Green, nice little bump for the 42, gives the 70 a good clearing right there. And I tell you what, they're going to run 1 and 2, 70, 97, 42 to the inside, 89 and fail on the outside. Running single file now. That's kind of all you really need to do. Jonathan Schwartz, he is battling 1, 2, 3 cars right here. Here's the Phil Locke. He was to his outside there for a moment. The 84 is going to be there. Different braking point for the 12. He's going to be able to turn it to the inside. Had the fastest lap of the race here. As you see the 12 trying to get to that bottom line. Locking up the tires. The 1 is. The 12 is going to have a better drive off. You see how he locked up the brakes. And now Jonathan Schwartz to the inside of the 1.
Yeah, still these cars need a couple more laps as the 1 locked up his brakes, but they need a couple more laps to get that optimum brake temperature there, get the optimum tire temperature. Most of these tires are fairly new as far as green flag laps, so I think we just need about 2 or 3 more laps, and they're going to start hitting their rhythm points, and that makes all the difference. You get to that point, a little bit spread out, and start to hit your rhythm marks, and you're going to see green flag runs.
Well, we're seeing the 12 go around drivers. He's got the better driving point. 89, Chris Fail going up the track a little bit right there. Everybody's splitting him. Still green flag run going on right here. Man, oh man, 3 wide into the corner. Ray Rogers going around. He's doing a phenomenal job. There's McQuistion right there. And McQuistion's just kind of being the butt of everybody's joke today. I don't know that he's meaning to, but he's really trying. He's really getting there. 70, 97, 42, and the 12. 84 of Watt's going to be there, and I know that Schwartz he's just trying to get around. Trying to get back in there. He's going to dive into the corner, not try to hold up the 12 any longer. The 42 outside line run is modified, looking pretty nice. 12 doing a good job, not trying to not clear him as early as he did. Now Schwartz was super fast before. Is he going to be able to catch Jonathan Bell and Michael Sturgill before the end of this one?
Yeah, we're looking at Bell, Sturgill, and Schwartz right back up front like they were at the start. Gonna see if that holds true. Oh, they had to go make a liar out of me again, didn't they?
I tell you what, they had a good little run right there. 8 laps passed pretty darn quickly. It would go a lot faster if the 74 got loose on corner exit. Now has no nose. Whips it back around. And man.
Yeah, that's Chris Johnson gets just loose coming out of there, and
Chris
unfortunately
Johnson. That's who that was.
Run him down and send him into that inside wall, and that front clip's going to be history as he gets one step closer to his SK modified setup here.
Working on it. Working on it. Sturgill, McLean. McLean's coming to pit road.
You know, he was dropping like a 5 spots in that single lap, so he may have.
We'll see if it'll let him be released. Hopefully, he's just got optional. Let's see if it's going to let him.
130. If the cautions work out where they decide they want tires, fuel has basically been eliminated by this point in the race. Green flag runs come for tires enough, then a cars. But I'd say if you're in the top 7, 8 cars, I can't imagine coming in and in front of you comes in to get tires, and most of the people behind you look like they're coming in to get tires.
I would pretty much just hold on to what I had, and if I finished right where I started right now, I'd be happy. Cautions. When with races that have cautions like this, it's bound to determine that there's going to be a lot of frustration. There's bound to determine that it's going to look as if they don't know what they're doing. But I think that has everything to do with just not getting into that rhythm. I can say that time and time again, and it's Martinsville. I can look at it from a broadcast point of view and go, they're doing what they can, and we see a lot of checkups. We have cars with some have certain damage, some have good things. This is going to be a race. It's going to be a race between right now Jonathan Bell and Jonathan Schwartz, and these guys have had the strategy to keep their cars clean. They've had a good drive off from both of them. Ray Rogers has worked himself through the field 3 different times, and that's kind of where they're at right now. And we're going to see the cautions come. Everybody's trying to find a way around to become single file. It just takes a lot of time, and we've watched NASCAR do the same thing, caution after caution after caution, cannot get to that green flag run. And now right here we're watching the 70 and the 12. They look like they're the 70 is going to start pushing up the track. You can see his tire wear right there.
Yeah, the 70 I think was in at 113 for tires. That his last stop was lap 113 for tires. So he's had some green flags runs, and he's clearly pushed the car hard on all of those runs because he wanted to stay gain positions and or stay up front. So there's definitely going to start to be a little bit of wear on those tires, but he and the 12 of Schwartz look to be pulling a pretty big gap as we're 1.5 seconds back to Ray Rogers in P3.
Well, I wouldn't count out Ray Rogers. He got around a couple of cars right there, and he is flying.
Ray Rogers is tires from lap 134, so he's got about 10 less green flag laps on his tires than what Bell has, and Schwartz is kind of split the middle between the two of those.
Pit lamps, so, 113, 127, 134, so you're kind of like halfway in the middle of all of it. Absolutely. Caution is going to come out. Dylan Hastings involved here. 8 was high, 76 chose that same line. 97 kind of helping the 76 around the corner. Got around the corner. Oh, man. Oh, the Tire Pros was trying to keep it clean there, and he went around a little bit. I think that was more, I don't know if that was assisted. There we go. Far chase view. 8 drops into the corner. He knows he's not as fast. Oh, maybe a little net code there. How about a whole lot of net code? How about 3 feet of net code?
Oh. That just doesn't seem fair.
I think iRacing is like, hey, here's another one. Here's another one.
You and I could have stood in that gap and had a cup of coffee.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Or some
conversation.
Or some cookies.
Yeah, maybe some sugar magnolia cookies would have gone great with that coffee.
That's right. Well, I do
Hey,
have to
now,
I do have to have gluten-free cookies, just so you know. I have celiac disease, so just so everybody knows, pumpkin is a lot of, a lot of things.
uh, yeah, my wife and the Sugar Magnolia for St. Patrick's Day made a Guinness Stout Reduction shortbread cookie with a Bailey's Irish Cream royal icing.
I
So
believe
would not have met your diet restrictions, but I'll tell you, it exceeded the expectations of everyone that got the opportunity to enjoy them.
Oh yeah. Now I tried living in a household. We have Vanna, and we have um, we've got a slew of kids. Combined total 6 kids, wrestling team, kind of thing. And I tell them all the time because I have an allergen bad enough that it actually sends me to the hospital if I have bread or the wrong kind of flour or something like that. So epinephrine, we're talking about. I have the allergy. Not that. Well, I'm on a gluten-free diet. Yeah, I'm not the intolerant. I'm gonna die if I eat it. And so I tell the kids all the time. They're like, man, we really go to McDonald's, or we want to have Jimmy John's, or we want to have what? I'm like, go do it. Like, it's fine. I'll go buy it for them. I just can't eat it. I have trouble walking down the bread aisle at Walmart. Come on.
So as we got to that caution, the 70 of Jonathan Bell went ahead and went into the pits at lap 179. So I don't know that he was going to be short on fuel. I think he was probably fine on fuel. I think he just decided he was going to go take another set of tires and risk working his way back up through this field, which I don't think very many people left in the field are going to be coming back to pit road. So he's going to have to do it the hard way. He's going to have to earn it. And we'll see if he can stay out of harm's way. This may be one of those times where the strategy of Jonathan Bell is definitely going to be riskier than I think he's used to. Usually his stuff always works out. Going to have to start calling him the magician if he gets this one pulled out with 58 to go.
12:51, 84.92. Tell you what, Rogers has got the fresher tires here. They're going to go at it. Green flag waves. Rogers going to be closer this time than he was ever before. He's going to wash up just a little bit there, but he's going to have a good corner exit. Drops into the corner very, very nicely. And they are going to be green flag running here, as you're going to see that catch-up speed from the 51. Has to get into the brakes a little hard there. Caution comes out as Filarski involved. Once again, man, oh man. Jonathan Bell went into pit lanes there. Filarski there. Whoa, Filarski hopping up pit road. Little net code for everybody. Jonathan Bell went around there too. Man, oh man. You were talking about Jonathan Bell. We're going to back this up just a little bit. We're going to see what happened here. I think there was there's Blake Debonet right behind him, so there's the backstretch. The 11's there. 21 gives him a little bump. He's sent up the racetrack. 21 was able to drive through it. And I want to know how Jonathan Bell ended up in pit road there. Oh, here it is. It'll tell me. 70. Oh, man. Car in front of him wasn't expecting that braking right there. And Jonathan Bell having to complete a pit cycle. He doesn't give him a speeding penalty because he was straight in it.
Yeah, and that's one of these things about this league. If you get forced into the pits for an incident, then they will clear that. Just let race control know, they'll review it and clear that for you. So if he did get a penalty going in there, it should be able to clear that. At worst, it would be an end of line, which he already was anyway. So not going to be an issue for him. But that's the exact thing I was talking about, the risk going in and getting those fresh tires that late in the race, putting yourself back there, not just whether or not you're able to come past all those cars, but to realize that puts you at risk of being, behind that incident and getting caught up in somebody else's stuff that you don't have to worry about when you're out front.
Mike Sturgill out there on Facebook says, I've seen clean Martinsville races and caution-filled Martinsville races, but the one thing remains. They are still races, and it means a lot to win no matter what. I agree. I concur. I don't disagree with that at all. Of course, we want to see the green flag runs. Of course, we want to see the big cautions. Of course, we want to see it all. And I tell you what, I have no qualms about leagues or folks who want to run Martinsville. I will still broadcast it just like if it was Daytona, just like if it was a 1.5-mile cookie cutter track that seems pedestrian, because I've used that term whenever things kind of just get laissez-faire. And I tell you what, it's still a race no matter what. And I feel for the drivers that are out there. They're going to have 51 laps to go when they come back to green flag conditions, and it's going to be. It's just one of those things. They're like, I just kind of want the day done. Let's get to racing. And every time that they do, they're more nervous right now than they can ever ask for. And the 12 and the 51. They're going to go green flag racing once again. Right here, 84 there to the inside. Looks like he's going to almost have that corner if they drop down in.
Yeah, and one of the things these drivers are going to start contesting with as well is the onset of the sunset. We're coming out of 4 is really going to start getting in the eye, and that's going to make for some interesting corner exits on 4 here for the next 10 or 15 laps, as that sun gets right in that spot where there's nothing you can do when it's a simulation. You can't squint, you can't put sunglasses on. The monitor fills up with that sun, and that's all you can see.
When the HDR's turned on, you see that sun coming over the corner of the stretch right there. They get in there, and that is pretty much all that they see. And depending on how they sit in their vehicles too, I've got a standard setting for them. Here's Ray Rogers right behind the race leader. They're going to come into 3. Ray Rogers in a Toyota, and you see that sun just beat right in there. Now, if they have we have HDR turned on, but I've got it turned low so that way you guys can ride along and see what these drivers are seeing, and we'll look at the gauges and all that stuff. If they've got their settings maxed out and turned high, that thing is going to be super bright. You're going to see every bug on the windshield, which you can see the bugs on the windshield and all the nastiness going on there. Nose of the car right here. Corner entrance, corner exit. Schwartz doing a good job of holding them off.
And we've got Schwartz and Rogers just checking out. Mike Watts is in the P3 position. I know he's got quite a bit of damage, so that may be kind of holding the field up with Watts having a little bit of damage, maybe a little bit off pace from these first 2 drivers.
97 going to the outside, gets a little bit loose right there. Inside the top 10, 7 of them are modifieds.
Yeah.
Sorry, I think it's funny. Come on! Oh, man, 97 got real loose there.
Yeah, and you see right inside of him the 93 of McQuistion, who has worked his way back up to the front. And that's like Mike Sturgill said, that's part of the racing that you can find fun to enjoy here is the people who run into issues, have trouble, but just fight and fall and scratch their way and make one good decision at a time and get their way back up into the top 10 because you worked hard for it on these tough races that don't have long green flag runs.
We're looking at Chris Matthews right here, the 92, trying to clear the 21 of Blake Devenant. He's got a cleaner car than the 21. The 21 just cannot keep it off the wall. He's having to drive a very, very low line. Caution is going to come out. Austin Harger, Jonathan Bell involved here. Looks like Harger gets into the line. Austin got it loose. Oh, man. Jonathan Bell. Ooh, he kept it about as clean as you can ask for. Man, Austin was on the lead lap. He was on the lead lap, too. Man, now a lap down. Had to reset, had to jump to pits, had to take the long toll.
Yeah, and that was Austin. I think I don't know that he had to tow it there, but I think he just wanted to make sure he didn't cause any other issues for anybody else as he kind of stuck there and wanted to make sure he didn't, at this point in the race, he didn't want to be the cause of anybody else getting collected. Another class act by Mr. Harger there in the 3.
Yep, yep. And every time you compliment him, I'm supposed to say, make sure you go check out your wife's cookie shop. That's how that turns. You get fair trade for being an awesome person. So, make sure that you guys go out there. Tell everybody about it, where it's located, and you guys do online ordering.
Well, I appreciate the shout outs. My wife, we're the Texas-Oklahoma border in southern Oklahoma. The state of Oklahoma has a law that is called the Oklahoma Home Baking Act, which allows home bakers to do a very restricted set of things that they can make out of their home that they can sell and do it under the guidance of the state without being necessarily a licensed kitchen, but still, guided by the state and the requirements. Unfortunately, that does not allow for shipping. That's one of the restrictions. So you can't do that. But I will tell you, if you go out there and check out the Sugar Magnolia on Facebook, you will at least get some fun things to look at and some exciting ideas that you can talk your friends into or your local bakery into making for you as well. And we just always encourage you, shop local, support your local small businesses, especially after this last year. They need your help. So please go out there and support your local baker. That's something you can do to honor my wife's baking shop, Sugar Magnolia, and she would encourage you to do the same thing.
If you get the opportunity, go out there, give their Facebook page a like, and I put the link in the description so you can do that as well. Big hats off to shop. When you talk about shopping local, we are a local business here, not just Signature Esports, but Signature Media, J Signature Photography and Printing, and now Signature Card Grading Authority, which we're going to be opening up across the United States, or worldwide, but we're still local here. I do encourage local, shop local where you can. Also, shop with the people that word of mouth is such a big deal with everything that small businesses are. So if you got a good place that you want me to try, you send me their information. If they're a local business, I don't care if they're in Oklahoma, I will try them out. I will do it. Now I'm gonna have to drive down to Durant. I'm in here in Missouri. I'm not far. Pace car dives off. 12:51. 1-2. Gone is the 12. There he goes. He's that's gonna be a good little race right here. And now inside the top 10, 8 modifieds. Well, take that back. Still 7. Still 7. Still close.
Yeah. We've got the first 2, and then it looks about 9 cars back. It looks like we got one that's still got its front clip as well.
Well, they're doing a phenomenal job. Schwartz, Rogers, Watts, 1, 2, and 3 right here. Oh, a little bit loose for Sturgill there. He's trying to work his way back to the front as well. Mahar inside the top 10. I want to talk about some of these cars look like modified, says Michael Newbrow. I know. Newbrow, did you see the cautions? The fact that there's even any of them out there with front bumpers on, it amazes me. So congratulations on everybody who has a front bumper. I might send them all t-shirts.
And I just want to mention we're to 34 laps to go, and Jonathan Bell just got loose coming out of the corner and just put it on the inside wall on the front straight. Out. He was in P11 and worked his way back up, was getting ready to go into the top 10, and just got loose coming out and put it on the inside.
He did. Man, oh man, just that timing, trying to get around a driver. He was trying to go around Joseph Mahar right there. Mahar in 10th. Or was it? Yeah, he's still in 10th. He was trying to go around him and just throttle heavy. 85 down that line in his braking point. 70 has fresh tires. Oh, he did. He just got into the gas a little hard. Man, oh man, and the puff of smoke. Mr. Newbrow has not said. Newbrow, Take a look now, buddy. Take a look. A few cautions tonight. It's all right. It's fun. Come on. Everybody cheer it on.
We need a different Clint Leatherwood. We need a new game. Now, let's see if our viewers can go back and guess how many cautions we've actually had. Because I know they're not going to go back and review it, but if they do, then they've earned the t-shirt. A new competition is what we need for that. As Clint Leatherwood says, we need a long run. Absolutely, my friend. And thanks for jumping in here with us, as our friend Clint Leatherwood is sitting there 26 laps down, unfortunately out of the race.
Definitely needed a long run to try to get that rhythm in, and you try to do it, and just kind of not hurting anybody's feelings here. We look at this and we go, there's a lot of things that we want to see succeed, and Martinsville is probably the one track that I'm like, let's run green, because then things like this will happen, and you're like, I can't believe this happened, So still a good race. I don't care. It's still a good race. You're making my stream like 3 hours long. I'm liking it. It's cool. Keep it up.
Plenty of opportunity for mentions of companies like Pub Table Racers, Tim and Warren out there sponsoring our victory lane, and we're going to have somebody in it tonight. I promise you, no matter what, if they have a front clip or not, we're going to have a car in victory lane tonight. And Tim and Warren at Pub Table Racers are going to be welcoming them. We want to encourage you all to get out and check them out at pubtableracers.com, Pub Table Racers on Facebook. Give them a follow on YouTube. Fantastic racing content. If you like racing in any form, you will love the show they put on. It's an hour long every Tuesday. Plus, they've started some podcasts. Tons of insiders from the industry. They have decades of experience from every facet of the industry. You'll be amazed at the stories you'll hear and the stuff that you will learn about racing, even if you've been in it a long time, if you go check them out at pubtableracers.com.
One of these days, I'm going to have to take a day off and actually be in a podcast with them, or chit-chat with them, because I love going back. I have to go back and watch them, because when they go live, I am live, so I can't watch them live all the time. So I'll have to, one of these days, get with them and see about doing some fun stuff with them. 12:51, back at it again. The 84, the 97, 21:42. Here they go. The 12 gets another good jump. He's going to slide up the track. He's going to drop right in where he started. And here we go. Roughly about 26 cars still. I take that back. 18 cars. We're down to 18 cars in the field now, as the 12, the 51, the 97, the 84, and the 21 all there in those running order positions. Now, Ray Rogers will have opportunities. As long as he and Schwartz kind of stick together here, they will have opportunities to make passes back and forth. Now, Ray is really good about sticking close, especially short tracks. We watched him last year in the last season in the trucks. He did a phenomenal job there of being able to be in the right place at the right time.
And we had a little bit of a checkup there with the 8 and the 85 and the 74, and it looks like that's going to let the 70 jump several spots and move his way forward in the field here and get himself a little bit closer to striking distance back here towards the back, as he moves all the way up from 16th place to 13th place in that one lap.
Well, he definitely had a chance there to get a few things fixed during pit cycle right there. He hit the wall pretty solid. I thought I saw that dreaded gray smoke, but apparently it was just contact smoke from burning the tires off whenever he got loose. So, 12, Schwartz having to keep it off the wall. 23 laps to go. Ray Rogers is going to be right there to the back bumper, and so is Sturgill. 97, 51, 12, turn 3.
Oh, we got a wreck on the back straight, and Bell got caught as he was coming around, that right front of Bell caught that, and I'm not sure if that's going to cause a little damage to that radiator or not.
Oh, it was. Oh man. Oh man. Oh yeah, he's got no front, but he's a modified now. So the 92 was right there. We'll go back and take a look at this one more time. Far chase view. 92 up high. 11 try to stick it down. 94 wasn't quite clear yet. Man, just unfortunate right there. The 92 was doing what he was supposed to do. He was running the high line, the outside third line, and then the 11 tucked it in there to try to go around the 94. The 94 tapped the 92. 92 went down to the 11, and then everybody else all back in it. So modifieds around. You've got a modified. You've got a modified. Chris Fail does not have a modified.
They must have put the front clip back on Chris Fails at some point in one of his pit stops, because he had a modified earlier in the race. So he may have gone to the salvage yard and put a new one on the front.
You know, he's still out there driving. He's like 26 laps down. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I think he spent 15 of those laps getting a new front clip put on.
Yeah, he probably got a new engine involved in that too somewhere. iRacing at its best. Cars, 20 laps to go here. Schwartz, Rogers, Sturgill, Watts, Deponette, Swavely, McLean. You know, with 20 laps to go, and the way the cautions have been kind of wavering themselves. 26th caution of the race, by the way. Not a bad thing. I'm not complaining. My tone of my voice is because we've been talking a lot. You look at it and you go, could I have gone to pit road maybe at lap 30? Maybe with the way things would have worked out as Schwartz and Rogers have kind of moved themselves in the track, up and down the track a little bit, could he have gone through and maybe stacked that last set of tires?
Yeah, it's the strategy. It's been hard. It's really hard to strategize on a race like this. You go into every race. You have a plan. You have the idea, especially stage racing. You say, I'm going to try and do this in the first stage. I'm going to try and do this in the second stage. You typically have if we have, 2 cautions or 3 cautions, I'll adjust to this. But you don't ever plan for 130 caution laps. You don't make a plan for that. And as you adapt, it's really hard. It's a lot like the rhythm of driving we've talked about. You don't get in a rhythm for decision making either. And you feel like you're making, jerk decisions and snap decisions that you're not real confident about as you're going through here, because you just don't know what to expect.
Well, the only decision that Schwartz made was on 127. He's gone to every lap since on pit road, from pit road. So that's where it's going to be. Green flag run. That's what they're hoping for. 97 to the inside of the 51 there. He's trying to put those fresh tires to use. The 12 gets a good run. Battling side by side. Oh, we're going to get loose. There's going to be a wreck. 42 involved there.
The 42 and the 84 had some contact. The 42 went around. Not sure what started all of it, but that's what got us going there, as we're under caution here on lap 225 of 240.
Back this up just a little bit. I saw the contact, so let's kind of just one of those things. Where'd it go? 42, Chris McLean was right there. And here's the restart for you. Into the inside. Little checkup from everybody. Little checkup. 42 comes out. I think the 84 got loose. And I bet the 42, I think was that DQ limit for him? Because he was...
He may have disappeared after that contact. So yeah, the 84 got a little loose off there and came down a little bit as the 42 was coming up on exit. That I think that might have been it for the 42.
Incident point limits are a thing, and it might be part of what's going on here. Trying to keep it as clean as you can. Chris Fail's going to be the lucky dog. Look at him go. Get it, buddy.
Yep, Chris Fales moving and grooving. That's going to take him right back up here into the thick of things. Only 23 laps down now, so just a few more wave rounds. He's going to be right there. His car looks the best it's looked for half the race. I know he'd like to be at the back of the field with that car the way it's running right now and still be on the lead lap. He'd have something to say about this.
Well, Schwartz, Rogers, Sturgill, Depp, and Net. Bell's up to 5th again. Man. What would you do for a Klondike bar? Run Martinsville.
Bell, yeah, you know, I questioned Bell, which you would think I would have learned by now not to.
Yeah.
I questioned his strategy of coming to the pits back there at lap 187. I said, you know, that puts him at the back of a big field that he's going to have to avoid stuff, and he hasn't avoided everything. He's gotten caught up in some stuff, but still yet finds himself restarting with 12 to go. He's going to be in P5 up here battling with, I think, some of the freshest tires in the field.
Well, only 6 modifieds inside the top 10 at the moment, and 12 and the 12 of Schwartz, your race leader, the 51 of Ray Rogers. He's going to be there to the outside. The 2 of the cleanest cars out there. I think Schwartz is probably the cleanest car out there right now.
And MJ, you know, Michael Sturgill Jr. here has you know, again, consistently he's been up here up front, and we're going to see if he can get the kind of jump to stay to the back of the 12 to keep Ray Rogers from being able to get down. That's definitely going to be his goal. We're going to see if it works out.
Pace car on pit road, 12:51. The timing's going to have to be right, and it is right. It's the right time for, I think the 70 might have blown up there.
I think Bell's race just ended.
12 to the inside, 51 to the outside. Caution. I believe it scored the 51 is the race leader.
I don't know how that happened. The 97 had an amazing jump on that restart. That was incredible. The 97.
Ray Rogers. Is Ray the race leader? It must be.
But I guess I didn't see what happened. If that happened, I saw Bell drop off there, and then I didn't see when Rogers came around for the lead. If he did.
Yep, he had the death smoke. He sure did. The car went nowhere. Brought out the next caution. Rogers, Schwartz. Ray Rogers, the race leader. It's going to. You know what? It's all right. I mean, they were battling pretty good there, neck and neck, and he was doing a phenomenal job on the outside. He had timed that restart.
The Mike Watts doesn't have a front end, doesn't have a back end, doesn't have
84 drops in. Yeah, the 11 pretty well just hooked the corner a little bit too much there.
Yep.
That I do believe that DQ'd him. So incident point limit. It might happen. They're I believe Schwartz coming to pit road. No,
really?
He blinked out. He blinked out. Never mind. He blinked out.
I would have definitely been surprised if that had been the case. I would have been shocked. I can't imagine anybody at this point with a green white checker run coming that would have consciously made the decision to come to pit road.
I'd have done it. Why not? Got 2 attempts at a green white checkered. Why not? I mean, realistically, they've got 22, 23 seconds coming around on a restart. 23 seconds, something like that. So 23 seconds to keep it clean to take the white flag when they go back to green. I mean, they can string together a couple of laps. They just got to do it. Ray Rogers just basically a green white checkered away from from being the man. The 12 almost put a fantastic bump and run on Ray Rogers. I thought it was coming there into turn one, and you might see that happen. The 97 of Sturgill is going to be right there, though. You know that he's going to try to time that as well as he can.
You know, and Sturgill's and Schwartz already have wins on the season, so you know Ray Rogers is trying to join that group, as we have Taylor, Sturgill, Schwartz, and Bell all with wins so far this season and have made their way into the playoffs. You know Ray Rogers wants to be included in that list.
I don't doubt it at all. So Ray Rogers driving that Toyota Camry, podium wraps on it or something like that. I think that's what it is. Looking forward to doing it.
And these cars in front should get the wave from the pace car as we go one to go, and they're going to get the wave around, and Rogers is going to line up for this restart. One to go.
Green, white, checkered. As you see the timer up in the top left of your screen, or timer, the ticker's reset right there. So that's why it went from 2 to 3, folks. I get that question kind of a lot. Possibilities. 51, 12. 51's got to get a jump. Inside line run. 12's going to be timing it just as much as he can. Oh, they're going to get it. They're going to get it. Go, go, go. Green, green, green. 12, 97's got to run. 12's going to be right there. Entering into the corner. Oh, blink, blink, blink. Don't blink, blink, blink.
Oh, the 97 gets to the back bumper of the 12, and we didn't quite get to that white flag.
There you go, Newbrow. Mr. Newbrow, got your 30th caution, buddy. So this will be the last attempt at a green-white checkered here at Martinsville. Only 2 attempts as set by the standard. Ray Rogers still leading around. It's supposed to be on Ray Rogers. Here he is. So they'll pace around just a little bit longer, and they'll come back at it one more time.
It's going to be interesting to see how they play this restart, because Rogers and Schwartz were definitely door to door as they were coming around out of 3 for that last restart. Neither one of them was going to give any extra room. They wanted to be side by side when that restart happened, and they were. Little bit of rubbing is racing there on that restart. We'll be interested to see how this goes for this next restart.
Well, if Rogers and Schwartz, beat and bang a little bit coming to the checkered flag, after today, it'd be a hard fought win.
Yeah, there wasn't any slamming. It was just they both wanted to be, tight in. That neither one of them shying away from the other one, for sure. And trying to get that little bit of an advantage you can on that restart is so important. And I know Schwartz probably feels like he probably should still be up front after that restart where we had a quick caution that it put Rogers out front. Going back and looking at that, it was a tough call whether or not the 51 got by him before that yellow came out. That's an iRacing call. That's not anybody making that decision. Schwartz is going to fight to get back up there, that's for sure.
Well, he's led the most laps today and is trying to get himself back up there to lead more. But
remember, that's the freshest tires up here.
Mm-hmm. I tell you what, if they had ran the last 8 laps green, you would have seen the 97 put something to him. Modified or no modified, he'd have done it.
Looks like we are still turning laps with 16 cars, and looks like we've got a total of 12 on the lead lap with Mike Watts, my teammate in the 84, as the last car on the lead lap in P12. So we've slowly weeded down the field. I think between equipment failure and some incident point accumulation totals, which with this many cautions, even drivers who have not made a lot of mistakes themselves are going to be caught up in enough stuff to add those incident points up.
We're going to go back to double file here, the biggest mover of the race, and probably will be the biggest mover of the race depending on what happens here. Blake Debinet up 27 positions. for the field. Jonathan Schwartz, Ray Rogers out front. Somebody's going to make the move. They're going to be side by side. 51's going to get the jump. 12's going to be right there with them. Next flag ends it no matter how it turns. 12 to the outside. 97's going to be there.
Locked them up a little bit. The 97 into the 21 a little bit, but the 97 and 21 hold it together. They're coming around.
Needing the white flag. Man, oh man, they're going to get it. White flag waves Ray Rogers. The 12 of Schwartz tried to dig it into the corner. And I don't know that he's going to have it. I think Ray Rogers is going to have the corner. One last ditch effort. 97's going around.
Oh, and the 97 looks like that's going to end his race. The 51 of Ray Rogers bringing it around.
Ray Rogers wins it here at Martinsville after a long fought battle. Schwartz, Depanet comes home in third. Johnson, Swavely, Phil Locke, Mike Watts, Tony Edgerton, Joseph Mahar, Brad Lee, top 10s for all the drivers here. As Ray Rogers, they beat and banged. I tell you what, that was a little fun for all of them. A good little tap for him there to let Ray kind of get here and settle it down. Man, oh man.
I tell you what, there's a little show on TV I've heard of from time to time where if you're the last one standing, you win $1 million. It almost feels like this should be a episode of Survivor as well, because Ray Rogers did just that. He outwitted, outlasted, outsmarted, and ended up in the Pub Table Racers victory lane with an incredible run tonight.
Quick little recap of what happened in the race here. 30 cautions, of course, 120 miles ran today. Ray Rogers, your race winner. Schwartz, Depanet, Chris Johnson, Swavely, Phil Locke, Watts, Edrington, Joseph Mahar, Michael Sturgill, all there in the top 10. Excuse me, hiccups are coming. Chris Matthews, Bradley, Dylan Hastings, and looks like Brad Williams, Gene Wolfe, Jonathan Bell, Chris Fail, and Chris McLean. That's going to round out through 18. Moving. Race results still there. Travis McQuistion there in 20th. David Moore in 23rd. Clint Leatherwood 25th. Ryan Wilson 28th. Jimmy Johnson in 30th. Harden in 31st. Thank you to James Kunkel out there for run and race control. And of course, and always, we always got to take it to this right here.
Congratulations to the winner from Pub Table Racers. My name is Warren Brissell. I've been in NASCAR for 20 plus years. Sitting next to me is...
My name's Tim Packman. I'm involved in the short track industry and NASCAR for about 30 years. And we have a Facebook Live show every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. We're also on YouTube, Twitter. We have a website, pubtableracers.com. And we invite you to come check all that out.
Apple Podcasts also.
Yep, we have all that too. And Warren, what's it like to be involved with this league?
We're very proud to be involved with this league. Congratulations again.
And congratulations to the winner as you pull into Pub Table Racers Victory Lane.
Cheers.
Welcome to it. Pub Table Racers Victory Lane, the 49 of Ray Rogers out of Jacksonville, Florida. My man, it took a long time to get there, but you battled your way through the field. I counted 3 times. You correct me if I'm wrong there, but you drove that Toyota like a dream, kept it clean as you could, and found yourself in the lead there at the end.
Oh yeah, it was by far clean. I mean, I think I was at a 20X, and I mean, with like 100 something to go, so I really had to watch what I was doing. It was fun to get up there, but the cautions were just killing me. I really wanted the long green flag runs.
It did seem like on the green flag run is where you were making up that spot. So you'd get 8 laps, you'd get 13 laps, and then back to back cautions, and you weren't really making up any spots there until you got to that got to those little bitty runs that you'd have. that pretty much solidified. Once you got inside the top 5, it looked like that's where you were going to be. And then those I think you had 17 lap pressure tires that really allowed you to turn the corner. It seemed like it allowed you to turn the corner a little bit better. Even on the restarts, you were able to get yourself down into position to be able to be there.
Yeah, even though I had the fresher tires than John did, I mean, he was still fast. I mean, he was killing me off of 3 and 4, and I was like, man, I know I got fresher tires than he did, and I figured the only way that I would ever really get around him would be on the restart to try to beat him in the 1 and 2.
All right, is exactly what it seemed like it had. George, anything for the race winner here? Because Ray, I mean, he deserved it. You kind of locked yourself into the playoffs now too.
Hey Ray, congratulations! This is George up here in the booth with Jason. A great hard fought win. We made a joke about it kind of being like a game of Survivor. You had to outwit, outlast, outsmart, and outdrive to the end there, and you did just that. I was wondering how tight you thought that last the one restart where you ended up coming out at the yellow ahead of Schwartz. Did you feel like that was pretty close, or were you sure that iRacing was going to give that to you?
I actually didn't realize I had it. I had no idea until iRacing gave it to me. But glad they did, because it was the only way I was probably going to get around him. Other than that, he pretty much had it sewed up because he was fast.
Well, you were both running great. I saw he was a little bit, like you said, 3 and 4 was a little bit quicker, but you found a way around, and congratulations, man. It was a great win for you, and you're in the playoffs. So, great job.
Thank you.
All right, Ray, it's your time. This is my second time getting to talk to you. I haven't talked to you in a while, and now you get to give your shout outs, and I always appreciate you, man.
Guys, well, I appreciate you guys, and I thank everybody that's that watches the broadcast. Well, we appreciate it.
All right, my man. Well, next week it's going to be a different story. We're going to be able to get out and stretch your legs, hopefully.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, my man. That's Ray Rogers. He's going to be your race winner here at Martinsville, and he still did a phenomenal job, regardless of how many cautions are out there. You still got to make your way through the field, and that is kind of where things line themselves out, and definitely a great opportunity for folks to realize that no matter how you look at it, you still got to drive yourself through the field. And of course, in always, I want to make sure that we bring in the rest of the field. Going to make sure that Jonathan Schwartz, who led the most laps today, got in here and got to talk about that last little drive off.
So, mic check, can you hear me?
Oh, I got you. That's kind of my weird cue for you. You're good.
Oh, sorry. Okay. But yeah, this race, 240 laps. It sounds like a long race, so I definitely got to thank sponsors, RS Boxes, Big Ten Super Series, and all my teammates, Jeremy Little, Chris Vale. Just trying to, yeah, it was definitely a lot of fun. Trying to just get into a rhythm. I felt like there was a lot of cautions, and it got somewhat aggravating just not being able to, like when you have half a lap to pass someone, you aren't able to find out, like, to do a crossover or whatever. Like, you need some more laps to be able to wear them down or just be able to get a run on them. I mean, you can't just do it on a restart unless you want to wreck some guys. But yeah, it seemed that some guys perhaps needed more practice today. Fortunate for the broadcasters, you got to thank you guys for broadcasting. I feel like you might have been broadcasting more pace laps than actual race laps, but I guess at least you got to review some exciting wrecks if there were any exciting wrecks. But I know over the broadcast you have said you might want to consider doing some like Star Wars references or or Spaceball paint schemes on my car.
May the Schwartz be with you, buddy.
Yeah. So perhaps if I get another win, maybe we can get that
I will make
livery set up in the future.
I will make that for you.
So,
you just tell me you drive a Chevy. I can that no problem.
So
all right, my man. Real quick, I want to give I think Brad just told me that you had 0 incident points for the race.
yeah, I mean, it seemed that a lot of guys were getting DQ'd by getting at the 25X. And I thought I saw someone in the chat say that I should get a 6-pack or something just for managing to get 0x. I mean, definitely, it's pretty hard to just avoid all the incidents. But starting out in front, obviously, being able to perhaps control those restarts a bit made me be able to control, I guess, my future, not having to worry about having to check for guys in front of you, because a lot of times you don't know when they're going to slow down. You slow down earlier, and then the guy behind you can't react, and it's just an accordion effect, and so you get a 4x without any fault of your own. And so, yeah, I just try my best that even when I was going through the field, just kind of hanging back, being a bit safe, and yeah, I guess I came out pretty clean at the end.
It sounded like it was going to be a good drive. George, anything for the man himself?
Yeah, I appreciate Jonathan. This is George up here in the booth with Jason. I lost audio there for a second.